Now tell me something that's specific to the iPhone XS and you're not able to find it on any other iPhone. A pretty difficult question, right? Of course, I'm not trying to hate on the iPhone XS. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Yes, we're just chilling here, so let's get started. I actually have mixed feelings about the XS, so what's up with it now? So few people talk about it actually, so I'm not sure how you feel about this iPhone right now. It's not a bad phone to use, most definitely. I will talk more about the good side of the XS later, and actually it's a great device if you actually already purchased it, and also under what circumstances you should buy it now in 2020 in case you want to, so watch till the end. But you should also know that the iPhone XS is the only iPhone I skipped and didn't upgrade to. I went for the iPhone 6s when it got released, the iPhone 7, I bought the iPhone 10, obviously skipped the iPhone XS and went straight to the 11 Pro. And I usually buy the brand new flagship from Apple. In fact, I don't even have the iPhone XS right in front of me here, and for this video I'm using the iPhone X instead. And they're that similar, like, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't be able to notice the difference or to tell that I'm not having here the XS. Okay, but watching the keynote back in 2018, I'm like, what the heck? I didn't like it at all, like, I'm gonna be honest with you because that's what I do. The lack of improvement, innovation, or just overall not having anything new and still introducing the iPhone kind of pissed me off, and I just didn't update. So I just looked at my iPhone X in my hand and was like, I'm not getting a lot of new things and I would lose about $400 in case I would like to trade in my iPhone X. Then Apple even got sued because of the wallpaper they brought out with the XS, because apparently it showed no notch and people actually were confused, and it wasn't really a good step from Apple because of the OLED display. The notch kind of disappeared and was not visible. With the iPhone X, however, which was the first iPhone with the notch, they just really made the wallpaper just a little bit shady at the top to kind of make the notch less apparent, but not to hide it completely. Probably not the best iPhone upgrade for Apple. No wonder the wallpaper isn't in our iPhones anymore. A great step from Apple, of course. Even though this one with the Earth can also perfectly hide the notch, but I guess at least it's not the main wallpaper the XS has. Okay, so to get things clear, I want to say that I'm making this video so as many people as possible can actually make the best decisions about iPhones and to actually highlight even the bad and the good things of the iPhone XS. If you want me along the way, you can click on the like button, which will make the video jump up in YouTube algorithm and more people can actually see it. What you can do is to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. That's like the thing you benefit from. And also let me know what your thoughts were when the iPhone XS got released. Let me know down below in the comments if you were like, that's a nice phone, I might get it, or your thoughts were like, this is a bad upgrade and it's not worth it. Let me know, I'm really interested to know what you think about it. And with the price of $1,000 or $1,100, it's just ridiculous. In Europe, where I live, it was even more, so I didn't want to do it. But then Apple actually brought the refurbished model for about $700, which makes a lot more sense and it's a lot better deal. But the XR that has been released alongside the XS was a great release in my opinion, like new fresh colors, a great battery life, the price, most importantly, single lens with portrait capabilities like experimenting with the LCD instead of this. It was an interesting phone in general, unlike the XS, which was very predictable without any new features or major improvements. It's been of course discontinued, meaning it's not offered in the Apple Store anymore, but this happened extremely quickly. The XS has been around for like a year, compared to other iPhones like the iPhone 8, which had been here for quite a long time. This was like a very quick iPhone, and the moment iPhone 11 came, then the XS simply disappeared and we never talked about it again. Just like with the iPhone X, but that one was like the first iPhone ever to bring the notch, so it's more familiar and has a deeper or bigger meaning. in terms of iPhones, and but it's been a new release, so let me recap all of the new things on the 10s. Like, of course, it was an upgrade, so there had to be something, right? So first of all, we have the gold color. Wow, that's amazing upgrade. But we have that in addition to silver and a space gray. We also have the upgrade in terms of water and dust resistance to IP68. That's actually nice. A12 Bionic, the best what they currently had. Not gonna complain, but compared to the A11, not the biggest improvement, I guess. But that means that you get like one additional year of software support. In 5 years, it's gonna matter, but right now, people don't really care that much when deciding between the 10 and 10s. And you also have 4 gigs of RAM instead of 3, but this is the iPhone, the last iPhone with 3D Touch. And I can't stress this enough, how much I like the 3D Touch and how much I hate that it's gone and probably gone forever. It's probably the most exciting thing when it comes to the 10s, at least from my perspective. Now, if you think about it, the 10s is pretty much the iPhone 10 with gold variant. That's a little faster due to the new chip and 1 additional gig of RAM, and the phone that you can take and put it underwater and it should last you a little bit longer. Yes, of course, before you write the comment, I want to say that there are some other improvements as well. Like, you get there for example, camera improvement, some improved HDR, the display should be a little bit better as well, but those differences are so barely noticeable that for usual people it doesn't really matter that much. And the fact that Apple really quickly discontinued the iPhone really confirms that it wasn't the best. They're not gonna put the iPhone 10s or market as their best iPhone, most definitely, so yeah, take it for what it's worth. But like I promised, let's talk about the good stuff of the iPhone XS. If you already have the iPhone in your hand, it's not a bad phone to use. You still have all of the great power and everything when it comes to the Apple ecosystem. You have all of the apps, you have speed, you have the fluid animations and everything that is known to iPhones. The camera is great, you have portrait mode, you have telephoto lens for optical zoom and stuff like that. It's a nice phone, but for people actually that want to spend $1,000 on a phone when it got released, I don't think this was the best option. Like I mentioned a couple of times in this video, there aren't many great improvements in this phone, so that's why I think that the iPhone XS isn't a good iPhone. Not because it doesn't do the things that it's supposed to do well, but compared to the previous iPhone X, which by the time of the release of the XS got cheaper, you didn't get that much that you would really think the XS is something out of this world. Like, most definitely. This was the first iPhone to bring the Max model, so we got used to this kind of stuff. And should you buy it in 2020? This is the question that you may have, or maybe waited for me to talk about. The point is that it really depends on the price you can get this device for. It's pretty much the iPhone X, like I said. And if you really want to get the XS, and specifically XS, make sure you don't get charged so much for this. For the iPhone X, you are able to pay about $400 for a used model, depending on where you get it or in which condition it is. But for the XS, they will most definitely ask more. So think about the differences, and perhaps if you want this kind of design, go and look at the iPhone X. And if you really want the XS, make sure to not get ripped off, or just wait for the iPhone 12. Maybe look at the iPhone XR, that one is great phone, aside from the LCD and the single lens setup, or just look at the iPhone 11. If you really want to buy a brand new XS, this is probably not the best idea. In case you already have it and paid for this, don't care about it, that's a nice phone to have. Like, yeah, you're gonna enjoy this, but for those of you wanting to buy this right now, just really think about your options. Just for example, on Walmart, if you go there and look for the iPhone XS, you will get the 64 gigabytes version for $900. What the heck is going on with this? I'm just speechless every time I see something like this. And people that go out and pay about $1,000 for the iPhone XS Max, really should think about buying something else at first or looking at some other options just so they don't waste a lot of their money. Okay, these are all of the thoughts I had about the 10s right now in 2020. In case you enjoyed this video, like all the time, you can support me with your thumbs up, or you can actually benefit from subscribing to this channel so you don't miss future videos and future content. Hope you enjoy, and see you guys later in the next video. Stay safe, by the way. See you guys later.